everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a round brush floral design, and I'm using a number 16 Princeton Heritage brush and a number 16 Amagic paintbrush, and I will put links down below, affiliate links, so you're welcome to purchase through those. I'm using a fine liner brush by Westonia and a number 10 Deerfoot stippler. Using today will be pure orange. These are all FolkArt paints, a mixture of multi-surface and enamels, tea berry, warm white, yellow ochre, fresh foliage, thicket, and burnt umber. Alright, so to begin with, I'm going to create my centers, and I'm going to see how slanted the Deerfoot stippler is. I'm going to take the front part of the brush, put it into the yellow ochre. The heel of the brush I'm going to put into the burnt umber, and then just tap on my plate. And then I'm going to put in my centers, just creating a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect because I will actually be going back over this before I'm done. And I'm just going to do 3, and I hope we're all on here. Trying to make sure I stay on screen for you. And I do apologize if my hand gets in the way. I am left-handed, so sometimes that's, for me, is not something I can avoid. It just happens to be a, I don't know, say a downfall of being a left-handed person, or a challenge, but it is. Alright, so I got that going. And I do want to mention too that I have cleaned this bottle. This is the bottle I use for my videos. I do, unless I'm going to sell it, I just use this bottle and I clean it off when I'm done. Alright, so I'm going to start with the petals on the flowers. I'm going to stick my brush into the pure orange, do a little tip into the tea berry, and begin. So I'm doing it where I'm actually pulling it away from the center. And I don't necessarily, I'm not striving necessarily for cleaning. I want it to be just like that. And you may say, why? Well, that's just, I like the look of it. I just want it to be kind of ruffly. And as you're doing this, if you see you need to put more paint down, feel free to just keep tipping it into your palette. I'm not really doing any special loading. I'm literally just tipping it into the paint. If you feel once you're done it's not opaque enough, feel free to go back in and go over it again. For the purpose of this video though, I'm just going to go with what I'm doing right here and call it a day, because I'm not actually selling this. Alright, might want to go over this one just a smidge more, like that. And then we'll just keep going here. If you want to make your ends clean, you're welcome to do so. I just like them just kind of roughly if that's how they end up. If they end up clean, that's fine too. But I like to just vary the color as I go. A little more orange into this one. I think it's fun. I like it. This makes for just a fun, colorful flower, don't you think? Let me go over that one. And we'll go over there. That's okay, right? It's great to overlap. It really is. These are fun flowers, aren't they? For some reason, I don't know if it's, I got a little bit of wetness in my brush because I did my design on paper, but for some reason it wants to kind of pull up for whatever reason, who knows. I love these, I think they're very pretty. And it's okay, like I said, if you go over them or if you want to plan it to where you just want to, you know, not necessarily overlap but make it look like it's overlapping, you can do that too, but I'm good with the overlapping. Alright, I'm going to stick my fine liner into my greens. I just like to stick it in and kind of roll it out. You can tip it in however you want to do it. I'm going to just do some little swirly things that come out, and I can put some leaves around them. Not going to be a lot of leaves because this is a big design, as you can tell. And so we're not going to have a ton of leaves on here. But that's okay, right? And just make it fun. Doesn't have to be difficult or challenging in order to be pretty, right? You can go over your lines some just to make sure that they're pretty durable, because the thinner and lighter you paint them, the easier they can scratch off. On a bottle, it's probably not as important, but still a possibility. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is dip my brush into, this is a 16, but this is an Amagic brush. You can tip it into some of these other colors. You can even do a blending stroke if you want, up to you. But then I'm just going to come and I'm going to do more of the pull towards the stem as opposed to away from the center like I did on the flower itself. And then just come in and do very loose petals towards the vine. You can raise up to make them smaller as you create. They don't have to be big. And you just go down the line, keep adding paint as you go. And these are just very, very, very simple. They're just being pulled towards the stem. And there you go. So then what I do is I'll come back in with my fine liner, loading it the same way that I was doing it before. And then I'll just come in and put my little attachments, little vines, veins, whatever you want to call them, to attach them to the stem. And you can come over, you know, just kind of make a little, I always like to have just little free things coming away from the stems, just to make them a little looser looking, I guess. And use the lighter colors too so you can see them. You know, mix them up a little bit. Alright, almost finished. I gotta go over my centers again and we'll be done. Pretty easy. If you have any questions, please feel free to put those down below my videos. Questions or comments. Don't have to be questions. Comments. And you can even add some of the white in here. Make it go just loosely. Again, I love these flowers. Just very, very fun. And like I said, if you're looking for something that's a great stress reliever, just go into, you know, a room that you've set aside to do painting or crafts in. Sit down and just have fun. Sit down and have fun. That's all you have to do. All right, so we're going to go back over the centers again. Now, this time, because I have wet paint around them, you could give this some drying time before doing this, or hit it with a heat gun, hair dryer. I'm just going to tap over it just to give it a more finished look. And I will probably be pulling up some paint, but it's okay. Just do the best you can with it. Do the best you can. And then we'll come over here and finish it up. All right. And if you wanted to, you could come back through here and put in some, just like some white or another color, just to give it a little bit of an accent, but I'm not going to do that right now. I like it the way it is. All right, I hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And before you leave, if you would take a moment to share this video on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Just hit the share button underneath the video. And I do apologize if you're hearing my barking dog in the background. I do apologize. Have a good one.